Hey adventurers, this is Mark and welcome to Adventure Pass. Today we're going to talk about the 20 coolest things to see at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Um, Now, the Wizarding World are in two park locations. There's one at Universal Studios Hollywood, and then of course they have the two locations over at Universal Orlando. Uh, but today I'm going to really focus on the two park locations at Universal Studios Orlando, over at the Universal Studios Park and Islands of Adventure. Um, so over at Universal Studios Orlando at the main park, that's where you have Di Diagon Alley, and you have all the original locations, and then they opened up Hogsmeade over at Islands of Adventure, and you can take the train from um, Universal Orlando to Islands of Adventure to the Hogsmeade station. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead. I want to go ahead and start on the Hogwarts Castle exterior and skyline. Um, this one is going to be over at Universal Islands of Adventure. Um, it's the Great Hogwarts Castle. It's pretty accurate to the film description. It's the stunning centerpiece of the land there of right outside of Hogsmeade. And what's really cool about this is that they create an illusion of the massive structure reaching really high, and you kind of get a different vantage point depending on where you're at when you're standing outside. So you can go around either to the left side or to the right side. And it's just really cool. It's an illusion that they do, but it just makes it look super ginormous, just like in the film. So make sure you get some great pictures of the Hogwarts exterior and the skyline of it. Uh, Second thing, we'll just kind of stay right there at Hogwarts. The moving portraits inside when you're in the line queue is really cool. They have the animated projections that make the portraits appear very genuine and alive as you walk past them. The portraits even they talk to one another just like in the movie as well, which I think is pretty cool. Um, but sometimes if you're not really focused when you're in the line queue, you can miss all that. So remember, there's moving portraits, and they also interact and talk with each other. I think that's really awesome, and it's just like in the movie. Also in Hogwarts Castle, Dumbledore's office. There's a lot of cool details in there. I don't want to give too much away, but this was recreated very specific, just like in the movie. You'll notice that there is the pensieve is in there. That'll be the first thing that catches you when you look in that room. And you can just see the intricate design of it, and the placement of it too is really cool. And then there's also a bunch of uh, portraits of past headmasters, and they're gazing down right from the frames, just kind of looking into the room. And then you'll also notice some really cool magical instruments and really cool ancient looking books that are on the bookshelf. And it just gives the whole room of a very scholar atmosphere, just like in the movie. Also, the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. This is Professor Lupin's era classroom, uh, and you can tell because it just holds that era of the dark creatures that were in that room. There's moving shadows and eerie sounds that they create a atmosphere that's very creepy, creates a little bit of tension, and the room is also cluttered, uh, which suggests that there's danger happening, or something happened. But the way they set up that classroom was pretty amazing. And then, of course, you have the Great Hall with the ceiling and the banners. All the house banners are there for all four Hogwarts houses, and they drape from above the hall. And the stone details throughout the Great Hall, they really did a great job to make it very accurate, just like in the movie as well. And I love how there's the candle lights, they flicker across the space and they give off a natural light in that room, which is really, really cool. Um, One of my favorites is the Mirror of Erised. Um, the Mirror of Erised is one of my favorite props from the Harry Potter movies, and the replica it comes straight from the Sorcerer's Stone film, and it has very, very intricate detail on it. The frame shows the intentional aging and elaborate decorative work, and it matches the film version really, really good. And you'll if you look close to, you'll also spot the backward inscription engraved exactly how it appeared in the movie. And then also when you're going through the queue, you'll notice uh, the the Hogwarts staircase corridors, and which is really cool, just like in the movie, right? You'll see the suits of armor that are standing guard, and you'll see the aesthetics that match pretty close to the film. The moving corridors, and it makes it like a maze, and it's very awe-inspiring when you see it, but you can miss it if you're not paying attention when you're in the queue. So make sure you're taking a look all around when you're in that queue, where most of these locations and these descriptions you're going to find that there at Hogwarts Castle. Um, and then if we go out again to Hogsmeade, you'll notice the snow-covered rooftops there. These are permanent, artificial, year-round snow-covered rooftops, and they did a really good job with that because it really feels like when you're there, even in the summertime when the sun's out, when it's out and it's bright and it's hot, they do a really good job how they decorated the snow-capped buildings. It just feels like you're really there in Hogsmeade, and it gives it that Christmas type feeling all year round. So it's pretty cool. Um, Ollivander's workshop, where you can do the wand ceremony there, which is awesome. And so there's a show that they have, and then one lucky guest will participate in a live wand choosing demonstration. Uh, in the ceremony, it recreates Harry's first wand experience, which is really cool. And uh, each performance is different based on the participant, his interactions, and with the wand that he has, so or that he chooses. So again, it's a fun show to see Ollivander's wand choosing show. So keep that in mind so you don't miss that one. Also, there's interactive wand spell locations throughout the parks and throughout the lands. There's ground medallions on that they mark on the ground, which are the spell spots that you can use your wand to have that interaction with objects. The motion sensors, right, will detect your wand and your movements and trigger the results. That'll be different depending on what area and what park you're in. And then each interactive wand that you purchase in the park will come with a park-specific map showing all the spell locations. So that's always fun to do if you ever get the choose your wand and you can do all the interactions in the parks, which is fun. Honeyduke's Candy Shop displays is kind of fun to go in there because you get to see the displays of the chocolate frogs and the Birdie Bots beans. Uh, they purposely recreate the very large size candy, right? So they dwarf over you, so you just seem very small. So if you get time, make sure you go into a Honeyduke's candy shop. It's again, it's just a perfect recreation from the films, and it's a lot of fun. The Three Broomsticks interior theming is fantastic. The last time I was at Universal Orlando, I ate there a couple times at the Three Broomsticks, and it's just the medieval feel there is awesome. They have the stone fireplace, stone fireplace with the cauldron, and the lighting in there is great. There's a lot of reflection from the fire, and it has a dark tone to it. But the lighting, the contrast with the lighting it just makes for a really great dining experience. So definitely recommend the three broomsticks. It feels very authentic and another great recreation from the movie. And then throughout the parks as well, you'll notice the butterbeer carts and barrels. But that's where you'll get your butterbeer. You have your regular butterbeer. You can get hot butterbeer and frozen butterbeer depending on the time of the season. But you'll notice the butterbeer barrels throughout the parks and the lands, and just kind of makes the experience a little bit more fun with that. The Hogwarts Express, King's Cross, and Hogsmeade stations. This is a lot of fun, actually. Now I know it's an upgrade and you have to pay extra for it, but uh, depending on which park you're in, you can have the experience of going on the Hogsmeade Express from park to park. Um, and there's a whole interaction inside the ride. I'm not going to give it away if you don't know. But each way you go is going to be a different experience as well, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this is something if you're really a true Harry Potter fan and you love the movies, I would pay for the upgrade. It is definitely worth it to do it, and make sure you do it. You take the trip each way to Hogsmeade and then back to the Diagon Alley. Um, it's a lot of fun. I like that one, and they did such a good job with that. And then Hogmeade Station itself, you get to do the platform 9 3/4. So like in the movies where they go through that portal, there's a mirror there that recreates it. So when you're in line, uh, you people that are behind you can see that you are going through the stone pillar, which is pretty neat. And that's just part of the queue when you're at the uh, not the Hogmeade station, but when you're over at the Diagon Alley station to do that. It's pretty. Um, Speaking of Diagon Alley, you've got the Diagon Alley entrance to the London waterfront. It's pretty cool into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Um, you get the bricks are kind of like projected out in 3D, so it just kind of like it's being recreated from the movie where he taps it and then all the bricks move and then you go in. So that's kind of fun, and they make it so it's like a little bit hidden, and then you walk in and then you are in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Also in that original land there at Universal Studios, the Green Gots ride is there, and the Green Gots Bank, Marble Hall, and the Goblin on animatronics are super cool. The As you walk through the queue, the goblins their eyes have eye tracking, and they kind of follow you. It's kind of creepy at first when the first time you do it, but they track you as you walk through. So it can be a little unsettling. But the facial details of the goblins are very detailed. They did such a good job with that. But these are just some small details, but that it makes the experience so much more intimate as you walk through that great hall. So uh, keep that in mind if you get the opportunity to go through that. Also, outside before you go into the queue of the ride, there's a dragon that sits atop the Gringotts Bank, and yes, he does breathe real fire. It's timed, but you want to make sure you get some photos and watch that from outside. And you'll know when it's happening because everybody's out in the street getting ready to take pictures, and you'll hear the prompts before the dragon blows the hot fire. But that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So make sure you see that one. Um, And then the last two areas that I think are absolutely a must see and make sure you go into is Nocturne Alley. And Nocturne Alley is a great area to go into during the day when it's super, super hot because it's very, very cool in there, and they've got the air blasting in there, and it's nice and cold. It's super dark in there. It's eerie. It's creepy. There's all these weird sounds. The lighting is they intentionally make it so it's all the lights are they're flickering in certain areas. It's a different mood. It's a different vibe in there. It's very dark. Um, but it's what's is to be expected from Nocturne Alley. So make sure you get a chance to go in there. And also when you're in there, you will also find Borgin and Burke, and that's one of my favorite stores to go into. The dark arts merchandise, it fills the whole store with a lot of stuff. It's cramped in there and it's small, but kind of like how the Borgin and Burke look like in the films. So I thought that was pretty cool. You'll see the shrunken heads and props, on the display, looking into the mirror before you go in. So it's just really neat. A lot of detail in that. Definitely one of my favorite stores to look at merch at or to buy some merch and just to hang out in Nocturne Alley. All right, adventurers, those are my top 20 coolest things to see at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in at Universal Orlando. Um, I hope you like this video and hopefully you get the opportunity as well to go over there and to visit the Wizarding World. They do such a great job over there in Florida. Uh, and also in the chat, please let me know if in the comments if there's something that I missed that you really really liked about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'd like to know what it is. So please put it out there in the comments. I would really really appreciate it. Uh, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And please, if you haven't already, also in the comments, I have pinned the link to join the Adventure Pass community where you can join like-minded individuals who also love Harry Potter, theme parks, Disney, all the fun, all the fun stuff. So appreciate all you. Take care, be safe, and we will see you soon on our next video. Take care, my friends. Talk to you later. Bye.